Hello everybody. I've come out to do a bit of watering and I was sitting on what has become my garden bench, which I'll point out to you later, pondering about what I would do differently last year, because for those who've watched my channel before, this is my first year growing in this space. So what I notice is it's all quite shady around here. It's become a bit of a compost ditch down there, which is okay. So as the year goes over, it looks like we have a more shady spot here. That's my last potato, by the way. I will be pulling that up this week. So the beans are now in shade, so I might think about a sunnier spot for them next year. Of course, we're all a bit late and behind because the weather's been so awful, but at last I have some flowers. Aren't they pretty? I have white ones and I have red ones, so yeah, that'll be more central. I've added to my strawberry horse. I've got 3 now, so I've got to think about a place to put them. I'm going to put the rosemary in the ground, and I bought some dark peppermint there, so that'll have to go in that pot for next year and then probably on, but it's certainly not going in the ground to take over everywhere. So this little patch that had supermarket Charlotte potatoes in, I've sowed some seeds, and can you see there are some carrot seeds coming through, so it's working. Those onions are doing all right. One has gone to seed, so I picked it and it's in my fridge waiting for me to use it. The Swedes are growing, if not enthusiastically, then they are there. Hopefully they'll have enough time to fatten up for the winter. Spring onions have been absolutely fantastic this year, so I was thinking that I'll put something that likes a bit more sun here to cut back that branches of that oak tree a little bit, but only a little bit. So that's oregano that also needs repotting, but I thought I'd let it go to flower because they're such pretty flowers and the pollinators like them. So I pulled up the Marsh 2s that were here and I planted. Those are broccoli, so I planted 6. No, they're not. They're purple sprouting broccoli. There's a very particular difference to that. So they're for sort of February, March type food. But I was thinking that probably the tomatoes would go along these 2 beds here, where they seem to get sun for a longer period of the day, for a longer period of the year. And the soil is pretty good. I've got some onions fattening up there. I've pulled up the Marsh 2 that were all along here and revealed all these lovely, lovely parsnips. And bought, because I couldn't bear not having any, some Brussels sprouts. So I've got 6 Brussels sprouts growing in there under that net, and as you can see the little butterfly floating around. I'm very glad it's under a net, because otherwise it would be getting demolished. I've got the beginnings of courgette here, just a little baby one at the moment. You can see there are flowers appearing. It's a very sad prospect, but you know, it's just the way life goes, isn't it? That, I believe, is another Brussels sprout, just in case. Somewhere along here I cut off a fuchsia cutting and plonked it somewhere, but I can't remember where I put it now. I'm hoping now you've got some warmer weather, might get some Roma tomatoes out of that. But you know, of them green. You never know. I might be lucky enough for them to get red. The sweet peas are coming out and looking very pretty. I thought they were all going to be red, but look at the delicacy of this coloured one. Ooh, get it in. There we are. Isn't that lovely? I've pulled down all those broad beans so you can see better what's actually growing here. So we have carrots along there, beetroot that need pulling up above them, and then a row of red onions and a row of white onions, and then a row of beetroot again. And right at the end corner I've put some sweet corn, and I've put some sweet corn in the middle of that border, but I'm planning to move them next week. I've got a bit of time, so they can go in that front bit and have a bit more air and a bit more light. So this is my bench where I've begun to sit and think about next year, and where I had the potatoes, I've put a whole mixture of things. So along here are green dwarf beans, then I've put some nasturtiums in, and then there are some borlotti beans that I've just watered in. Along the bottom are some potatoes for autumn, and I've just thrown a whole load of other seeds in that I had spare in the hopes that something will take, including calendula. So it would be lovely if we had a pretty display for late summer, early autumn. This is a carrot that's gone to seed, and I've kept it because it's coming out. You see the various stages of its flowers. So those are little budlings, those are not quite out, and this one here is out. And of course we know the pollinators absolutely adore these umbellifer flowers. And as I walk along here, I've kept this broad bean plant. I've cut back the leaves and cut the top off, but I'm leaving it there for the pods to mature and go black, and then I'll pick them and dry the beans out and save them for next year. The tomatoes, you see they're not getting much light now because we're in shade, so I think they're in the wrong place, as are the peppers. Although we do have a pepper on its way, so I'm not complaining about that. I'm amazed I've got one, and I do have flowers and miniature peppers coming. So as I say, if we have a nice warm late summer and early autumn, you might get some lovely things from them to eat. So I don't think it's been bad for a first year, but I'm just pondering about what to do for next year. I think that bed with the net will probably be my onion, carrot, etc. bed, and where the onion, carrot, etc. bed are now, that can be potatoes. I think along here, all the way along here, I'll put broad beans because they don't need it terribly bright and hot. And just think that maybe where the courgette is, I might put a strawberry bed, but then I have to find somewhere for the courgette to live. So these are all puzzles and challenges that are part of a gardener's life. So I hope you're all enjoying your gardening and the sunshine and having a peaceful day this Sunday. I think it's the 28th of July, I think. Somewhere around then anyway. See you later. Bye, and thank you for watching.